Well, hey there, friends. I'm your host, Penny, and this is Criminally Nerdy. As promised, I have a bonus episode for you guys today. I wasn't going to let April Fools, a day known for mischief and pranks, go by without telling you some of the most notable pranks I could find. From the hilarious to the horrifying, we're going to talk about some of the standouts in no particular order. Some of the sources I used for this episode were cracked.com, grunge.com, NBCnews.com, and WashingtonPost.com. All right, let's start off with a couple that were actually on April Fools. April 1st, 1957. BBC News showed a 3-minute documentary style clip about the Swiss spaghetti harvest showing farmers picking strands of spaghetti out of trees and bushes. This was seen by their 8 million viewers. And so I guess pasta hadn't really become a big staple in the British diet yet, so viewers rushed to the phones to call and find out how they could purchase a spaghetti tree for themselves. I can't fault anyone here. I want a spaghetti tree. Can I put one in my backyard? Because 100% would do. April 1st, 1896. A newly married man, Mr. Ahearns, in Nashville, Tennessee, thought it would be funny to pull a prank on his wife. He put on a white mask, pretended to be a homeless person, and knocked on the door. When his wife answered, the man in the mask ordered her to feed him dinner. Not realizing that it was her husband, Mrs. Ahearns immediately fainted. Sadly, she died within the hour of fright, according to doctors. Oh, doctors in the 1890s, just leaving widowed men beating themselves up for all eternity. April 1st, 2015. 4 female roommates in an apartment in the Campus West Apartments near Grand Valley State University in Allendale Township, Michigan, decided to play a prank by dropping firecrackers into their laundry hamper. Surprisingly, it quickly caught fire and smoke spread everywhere. How 4 people made it into college, yet between them did not have the collective intelligence to know that firecrackers would start a fire is beyond me. The situation wouldn't have gotten as out of hand as it did if the apartment complex had furnished the unit with a fire extinguisher. But thanks to some unusual fire code rule exempting townhomes from requiring them, the cheap ass landlords really wanted to hold on to that $25. So the hamper quickly got out of hand and, firefighters were on scene and people had to evacuate. Smoke was rolling out of windows. It was a whole scene. But thankfully, no one was harmed except for whatever outfit was in that hamper. In 2001, a DJ in England decided to prank his listeners on April 1st by broadcasting that a ship looking suspiciously like the Titanic could be seen from the cliffs at Beachy Head in East Sussex. Hundreds of listeners believed him and went off to the cliffs to try to catch a glimpse. Sadly, there was no ship to be seen, and honestly, for me, unless Juliana Margulies herself is getting off of that ghost ship, I have better things to do that day. Unfortunately, all of the foot traffic caused a large crack in the cliff face, and a few days later it fell into the sea. The next 3 pranks did not happen on April Fool's Day, but there are pranks gone wrong that I found while researching that I could not tell you guys about. In 2012, in Kalispell, Montana, Randy Lee Tenley and some of his friends decided that they wanted to have a little fun and spark some Bigfoot/Sasquatch rumors. They went out near Flathead Lake on US 93 around 10:30 at night, where Randy put on a ghillie suit. And I had to look this up, and if you look it up, you'll know what it is when you see it, but it's like a camouflage military hunter style outfit. And like if somebody had it on and they were sitting down very still, you might confuse it for a bush. After putting on this outfit meant to conceal him, he darted out onto the highway. This went immediately wrong. He was struck by not 1, but 2 passing cars. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Montana Highway Patrol Lieutenant Colonel Butch Huseby told the LA Times that, quote, "This is one of the dumbest things I have ever seen. Really." End quote. I could not have said it better myself, Butch. That's, yep, chef's kiss for that quote. This one is sad. On January 19th, 2020, Some boys were having a sleepover, and they decided to go out and play the time-honored prank Ding Dong Ditch. They got into one of the kids' Toyota Prius and went off for some harmless fun. Sadly, they decided to ring the wrong bell. The bell belonged to the home of Anurang Chandra, 45 years old. He became so infuriated that he drove after the teenagers, hit them twice before reaching over 90 miles an hour and ramming them off the road where they collided with a tree and a utility pole. Chandra then drove past the accident without calling for help. 3 of the boys, Daniel Hawkins, Drake Ruiz, and Jacob Iviscu, all 16 years old, passed away. The other 3 suffered severe injuries. This is just about the most ridiculous thing I have ever fucking heard of. Are you serious? Like, what are you so fucking mad about? I'm Michael Scott. Explain it to me like I am 5. How is someone ringing your doorbell worth this kind of rage? I barely have the energy to get off the couch if my doorbell rings. Like, what? What is wrong? Like, therapy, bro. Therapy. Chandra was found guilty on 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. He was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. In 1959, Alan Abel had written a satirical story about a campaign to put an end to animals not wearing clothes, the Society for Indecency to Naked Animals, also known as SINA. It was rejected by editors, so he released the story in like a series of press releases, and it caught media attention. Alan persuaded his actor-comedian friend Buck Henry to play the role of the group's president, G. Clifford Prout. G. Clifford Prout made several appearances, including NBC's Today Show, to promote the campaign. They had slogans that were just so amazing. Okay, here are a couple of them. 1. Let's clothe every pet and animal, whether dog, cat, horse, or cow. 2. Decency today means morality tomorrow. 3. A nude horse is a rude horse. All I can picture here is Marcus asking Amy in Superstore if she's the one who's been putting pictures of naked horses in his locker. Who took this? I cannot believe people took this seriously. But 50,000 concerned citizens signed the petition, including Walter Cronkite. G. Clifford Prout was actually recognized as Buck Henry by Cronkite's staff while they were broadcasting an interview in 1962. Yeah, this prank lasted years. It was revealed to be one big practical joke, which Abel turned into a book, The Great American Hoax, in 1966. Now, in my opinion, these are the 2 best and worst. Of course, I'm going backwards here. This one is the worst. April 1st, 2013. Huang Yang and Lin Senhao were roommates. Senhao claimed that he had heard that his roommate at the Shanghai Medical College of Fudan University, Yang, was planning to do a series of April Fool's pranks. In an attempt to get ahead of his roommate, Senhao secretly poured NDMA into the water dispenser that Yang typically used. The amount that Senhao had put into the water was lethal, and Yang died from multiple organ failure. Senhao was adamant that this was just an April Fool's stunt gone awry, and that he was only meant to give him enough to make his stomach hurt. He insisted that he simply got his measurements wrong. Prosecutors, however, claimed that this act was deliberate. They discovered that not only had tensions been brewing between the roommates for some time, but that Senhao had put over 30 times the legal dosage into the water that Yang was going to drink. The judge and jury agreed with the prosecution. Lin Senhao was found guilty and executed for the murder on December 11th, 2015. The best, in my opinion, of course, is in 1994, PC Magazine ran an article claiming that a bill was making its way through Congress that would make it illegal to use the internet while drunk or to discuss sexual matters over public network. Well, there goes the internet, the whole thing, just throw it all away. The writer of the article, John Dovrak, listed his contact person as Lerpa Sloof, which is very clearly April Fool's backwards. And he noted that the bill was called SB 040194. But people did not pick up what he was putting down. They were so upset because, again, that's the whole internet. Senator Edward Kennedy's office received so many furious phone calls that they had to release an official denial of the rumor. All right, that's my first bonus episode, guys. I wasn't really sure how long to make it because I know you already listened to me a few minutes ago talk about the Black Dahlia. So that's really it. I'm not gonna do a tarot reading, and I'm not gonna do the whole outro like I usually do. I'm just gonna kind of let you guys get on with your Monday. Tune in next week for another episode and a tarot card I can't interpret. And don't forget to email me those addresses, criminallynerdypodcast@gmail.com, if you want to get in on the free sticker action. Until next time, keep it nerdy.